Good evening, race fans, and thank you for tuning in to the Sim World Racing Network's presentation of the All-American Racing League Cup Series race number 35 on the season. The Martinsville Mayhem 300, live from Martinsville, Virginia. 300 laps around the .52-mile paperclip shaped oval. So glad you could join us here tonight on Tuesday, October 22nd for this one. Should be an exciting event here as practice is just wrapping up for the drivers, the cars and the stars of the All-American Racing League. So far 13 cars, I apologize, have signed in today to take part in this event. Right now, quick man on the practice chart is the Dave Lurfano, number 8, the 19210 for Lurfano so far. Bledsoe in second, Brendan Mathia, Michael Kurdzlek, and Kyle Purcell. Your top 5 on the outside looking in is Dave Hara, James Nelson, Johnny May, Ken Pack, Chad Snyder, 5, 6 through 10, and then Ben Campbell, Curtis Sobern, and Cam Harris round out the 13 cars here this afternoon. There you can see them all one spot there on the left-hand side of your screen. Just keep in mind the drivers in blue are already locked into the championship for 2 weeks from tonight, November 5th from Phoenix Raceway. The drivers in yellow are currently in a position to lock themselves into the next round on points, and then the drivers in red are on the outside looking in with a bit of work to do to get into that final 4. We'll take a quick look at the points coming into this one tonight. Here they are. As you see, Alan Bledsoe locked himself in with a big win last week at Miami. He is going to start the 4th and final round with 3 other drivers for a shot at the 2024 All-American Racing League Championship. Brendan Mathia, Dave Lurfano, Kyle Purcell, the 3 other drivers on the inside of that top 4 right now on points. Rodriguez, Mike Kurdzlek, James Nelson, and Chad Snyder on the outside looking in at this point. 15 points is the difference from the closest cutoff car to the back of Kyle Purcell as we start the night here. So we'll keep an eye here on the standings as the racing develops. Obviously, big points on the line for the stages. 10 points for a stage win, 9 for second, 8 for third, so on and so forth, all the way down to 10th where you get 1 point. So all the points will add up at the end of it, make everything count. There is the 8 machine. That again, Dave Lurfano driving a different car tonight. He is back in the Camaro. That is the Blues Race Design number 8 Camaro, headed straight into your living room there. Beautiful Blues Race Design Camaro out of the shop of Dave Lurfano right there on screen. Alan Bledsoe also just pulling out onto the track. He is already locked himself in with a big win. His 7th win on the season last week in Miami locked him into that final 4. Another driver who did have a lock-in spot going into last week, but using a provisional, avoided his win and in is the 99 machine, the Tootsie's Chevrolet Camaro. Right there, spinning out, facing the wrong way on corner exit. That is Brendan Mathia. A little contact from Dave Lurfano right there. And then the other car that was in that shot, the 01 of Kyle Purcell, the 4th and final driver with a chance to qualify right now as we sit locked into that final 4 2 weeks from tonight in Phoenix. Couple of the drivers on the outside looking in. Chad Snyder right now currently sitting 8th in points. So he's got a Hail Mary type of mindset coming into tonight. Going to probably look to need a win to get into that final 4 as far back as he is on points. Mike Kurdzlek here on pit road. He sits on pit road. He is on the outside looking in also. Travis Rodriguez yet to join us here tonight, so we'll see if he will be able to join us before we go racing on a little bit here. And then the last driver, James Nelson. I'm not sure what happened to James. Doesn't seem to be in the session right now, so hopefully James will be able to join us here. Again, like Travis, before we go back, get the racing underway in a little bit. Just 45 seconds to go in practice here from Martinsville. The top 5 still is Lerfano, Bledsoe, Mathia, Purcell, and then Mike Kurjlak in that 41 machine sits up in that top 5. So as practice winds down, we're going to step away for a brief second, and we'll be right back with qualifying here on the SimWorld Racing Network. Qualifying getting set to start. 5 minutes, the fastest of your 2 laps will set your time in the starting lineup. A few cars already out on track on his first lap. As Kyle Purcell gets way high in corner number 2, that's going to hurt him on lap number 1, so he will definitely look to improve on lap number 2. He heads into 3 and 4, back around to complete his first of 2 time laps. Mike Kurjlak also out there on track in the Moser Motorsports butt kicker Ford Mustang. Works his way down the back straightaway, looking to complete his first lap. A few laps on the board already. Dave Lerfano, quick time so far with a 19.446. Ben Campbell with a 19.463. Kurjlak across the line to lock in his first lap time. He will go third quick, a 19.643. Kyle Purcell goes quick on his second time, a 19.394 for Purcell. We'll see if Lerfano's able to capture or beat that. Unfortunately, will not be able to beat it. Snyder looks to come around and complete his second lap, looking right now to improve on what sits as a 4th place starting position. Lap number 2 out of turn 4 for Chad Snyder. Here he comes. There's it across the line. Chad will not go quicker on that lap, so his first lap will stick on this one. On track, Brendan Mathia in the number 99 Tootsie's Camaro works his way down the back straightaway on lap 1 of 2 here through 3 and 4. Coming down to complete lap number 1. Brendan will stop the clock at a 19.440, 19.440 on lap 1. His way down the back straightaway for the second of 2 laps. He will cross the line this time, seeing if he can improve on a 3rd place starting spot. He will go to 2nd on the board, a 19.438, so a tie with him and Dave Lerfano. Ken Pack now on track, heading into turns 3 and 4 on his warm-up lap, so he'll come to the green flag for his first of 2 timed laps. Alan Bledsoe looking to complete his first lap as he works his way through turns 3 and 4, this time out of 4 down to the start-finish line. See where Bledsoe times in on his first lap. Ooh, big mistake there on the second lap. It's going to cost him. It doesn't look like he is going to get any laps scored at that point, but Ken Pack will go back to him. He works his way out of turn number 4 down across the line for Peck. He goes 6 quick on lap 1, a 19.634 for Ken Peck. Let's see, Dave Hara also on track right there in the Hillbilly, hanging with Hillbilly number 15 down across the line. See how fast Dave can go on his first lap. He's at 21.933. Travis Rodriguez completes his first of 2 laps. He goes 19.613. As Ken Pack will complete his second lap, not able to improve on his 7th place position. See if Dave Hara can pick up some this time out of turn number 4, back across the line, looking to improve on 11th. A little bit quicker for a 19.998 for Dave Hara, so I'm not sure if he'll be happy with that result. Probably looking to start a little bit higher up in the standings, but for now Dave Hara will roll off from the 10th position. Couple cars yet to qualify. James Nelson, not sure if he was able to rejoin. I know he had some connection issues earlier in practice, so I don't see him in the session currently. And then Cam Harris was here with us earlier. Again, not sure if he is still in this one or if he will start this one from the tail of the field. We'll get a better idea here in just under a minute, 45 seconds left in Cup Series qualifying from Martinsville. Again, so glad you could join us for the 35th race of the 2024 season. Race 3 of the round of 8-4 will move on to go to battle two Tuesdays from tonight on Championship Tuesday. We will look to settle the score of the 2024 season from Phoenix Raceway in the desert for a great season closing event in a couple weeks. We're going to step away for a second. We'll be right back with the starting lineup for the Martinsville Mayhem 300 presented by GamerTube Elite. Welcome back to the Seven World Racing Network. Thanks for tuning in to the All-American Racing League Cup Series, Race 35, the Martinsville Mayhem 300, presented by GamerTube Elite and our friend Dave Hara, Hillbilly, over there in that number 15 car. We get set to go racing. The field is all staged on the front straightaway. There you can see them as we get set to go racing. In just a matter of a couple laps, looks like everyone will be able to start the race, as James Nelson was able to join the server before the field starts rolling. So 14 cars will be the starting field tonight. So starting on the pole out of Chicagoland, Illinois, Kyle Purcell in his number 01. Outside him will be the number 2 of Brendan Mathia. Sorry, the number 99 of Brendan Mathia. Dave Lorfano out of pole in Maine. He will go from 3rd. Ben Campbell in the number 67 out of Hudson, North Carolina, will start 4th. Travis Rodriguez from San Antonio, Texas, will go from 5th. Chad Snyder outside him in 6th. Ken Pack from Greer, South Carolina, will start in the 7th spot. Michael Kurdzlak in his 41 will go from 8th. Curtis Saubert, also out of Hudson, North Carolina, will start in the 9th position. 10th will be Dave Hara in that number 15. Johnny May in the number 69 will go off from 11th. Cam Harris in the 27, 12th. Alan Bledsoe and James Nelson will go from the 7th. And final row tonight as the field comes back around, gets the 1 to go signal. Next time, we will look for the green flag out of turn number 4 as the field double file behind the pace truck. Kyle Purcell, Brendan Mathia, Dave Lorfano, Ben Campbell, Travis Rodriguez, Chad Snyder, Ken Peck, Michael Kurdzlak all get set to go as they will roll around turn 3 and 4 into the Geico restart zone as we get set to go 300 laps from Martinsville. Green flag is out in the air this time, and we are racing down into turn number 1. Out of turn number 2. We got one around. That is Ben Campbell into the outside wall. Caution is out right away. Flap 1 incident here from Martinsville as Ben Campbell looked to got a little loose there off of turn number 2. We'll take a look at the replay right here on the screen. So got had to slow down for that car in front of him, and unfortunately Chad got into the back of him a little bit, spinning out to 67. Bump right there from the 26 goes around, the 67 goes around. A few other cars get involved. The 27 almost got on the brakes and just not able to slow it down in time. So here's another look. Chad just gets into him ever so slightly there as the gap closed between those two cars. And under caution here as the field will sort itself out after no laps completed, but we will set the restart order here for you. Looks like Kyle Purcell will be the man on the point as he got the jump through turns 1 and 2, headed down the back straightaway before the incident unfolded on the exit of turn 2. Dave Lafano moves up 1 spot using that inside row, inside line there to get in front of the Mathia 99. So move Dave into 2nd. Mathia looks like he'll be in 3rd. Travis Rodriguez 4th. Ken Peck in 5th. As we ride around here under caution, first one of the afternoon, as we will get set for a restart here momentarily. Field doubles up down the back straight. It means we are set for a restart. This time on the inside, Purcell outside him. Now will be Lafano, Brendan Mathia, and Travis Rodriguez make up row 2. Into the Geico restart zone. Green flag is back out, and Kyle Purcell could jump on the inside. That's going to open the door though for Lafano there to jump down to the inside. Block that run from the 99 that time into turns 1 and 2. A little bit safer on the exit as everyone's able to make it through turns 1 and 2 clean and green as we work our way back through 3 and 4. First green flag lap complete under racing as Kyle gets way out of shape on the high side there. That's going to open the door for Dave Lafano to make that pass as both him and Travis Rodriguez go through. Kyle Purcell back to 3rd right now, but under attack from the 99. That is the Brendan Mathia Tootsie Machine as we got trouble here on the front straightaway as the caution is back out. And this one looks like Juggles had a bit of an issue getting off the corner there. See what happened in that incident. Too much of the gusto there for the old 79 car as he gets hit by the after spinning. He got hit by the 99. You can see in the back the 69 car also spins out as he was slowing down to avoid the incident on track in front of him. We'll take one more look at this one. Again, off of turn number 4, just into the gas a little too hard. The machine spins itself out. He kind of just parks it in the middle of the straightaway. And you can see he gets tagged by the 99 a little further back. Johnny May just getting on the brakes hard to avoid the pileup. He also spins himself out. No contact with anyone back there. So Johnny May will get it straightened around and headed back in the right direction. So will Travis Rodriguez, and we are 2 cautions into this one, and we are only on lap number 8. A quick look here at the weather at Martinsville this afternoon. It is 69 degrees Fahrenheit, overcast today. 72% humidity, 72-degree track temperature here from Martinsville. So a nice afternoon for racing. Cloud cover will keep the track nice and cool. Hopefully those tires can hook up a little bit better. Looks like the lights are out on the pacetrack. That means a green flag next time out of turn number 4. This time the control of the field will be in the hands of the 8 of Dave Lurfano, as Cal Purcell will now be in the outside of row number 1. Mathia and Ken pack in row 2. Curtis Sobran and Mike Kurdzlek make up row number 3. Chad Snyder, and that is the 67 of Ben Campbell, make up the 4th row. Alan Bledsoe on the inside of row 5 with Hillbilly outside him. Creeping and crawling through turns 3 and 4 as they roll to the Geico restart zone. Dave Lurfano will be first car to fire when they get there. And he is on the gas. Good start for Dave Lurfano. He's able to scoop up to the outside to get a good line heading into turns 1 and 2. Behind him, though, Bernard Mathia and Kyle Purcell will go door-to-door on the exit, but better run for Purcell as he will lead that group into turn 3 and 4. A little further back there, still too wide, as Schneider and Kurdzlek are still battling it out there, as Bledsoe and Campbell are side by side for that position behind him. Down into turns 1 and 2 again. Chad Snyder on the bottom, Kurdzlek on the outside. That bottom group is going to be the quick way around the Martinsville Speedway. They are side by side on the entry of turn number 3. Great run on that outside groove Kurdzlek is getting, but looks like Chad's going to be able to clear him. Not quite, but he's going to have a great spot to get a good run on the exit of turn 1 and 2 this time. There he goes. Powers that car back out at turn number 2. Should be able to slip up in front of the 41. Get that run on the entry of turn number 3. Kurdzlek back down to the bottom line behind Chad. Gets in front of the Bledsoe 42 as they continue to work here on lap number 14. Battle for second on the track. Here we see Brendan Mathia looking to the inside of the Purcell 0-1 this time through 3 and 4. Not able to make it work, but the caution is out for another incident here this afternoon. Let's see what we can see happen. If we can find out what happened. Turns 3 and 1 and 2. Looks like another issue for the 79 machine. He gets loose on the corner exit at turn 2. This time the back end, the tires all get back to gripping and shoot him straight into the outside fence. So a rough start to this one for Travis Rodriguez. We'll take one more look at this one as he works his way out of turn 2. See the car get loose and go to the left and hard back to the right once the tires grip. We'll take one final look here on the exit of turn 2. Uses it and then gains it all back in a matter of seconds. It's 27 of Harris. Again, unfortunately, nowhere to go for him. He gets into the 79. He will bring it down pit road to the attention of pit crew. He is going to have the mechanical black flag. So the meatball flag for the 79 means time to use the fast repair to get that car fixed back up and join the field without losing too much time or laps to the field at this point. So working on lap number 18 here. I think only about 4 of them have been under green. A very rough start to the afternoon here from Martinsville's 3 early cautions have really put a damper on the speed of this one. Hopefully everyone can get it sorted back out and get this thing figured out so we can start clicking off laps, because at this rate we're going to be here till midnight, folks. Good thing I don't get paid by the hour, because that would be a lot. As the field continues to work its way around under caution. At a turn 4, back down across the line. Looks like the 1 to go sign has been given to the field as the lights on the iRacing pace car gets turned off. Lurfano still in control of this one from that front row. Still on his outside is Purcell. The second row still the same. Mathia and Ken Peck. Row 3 now is Curtis Sobran and Chad Snyder. 4th row will be the 41 of Kurdzlek and the 42 of Bledsoe. Row 5 will be the 67 of Campbell and the 69 of Johnny Mays. The field rolls through turns 3 and 4. Back to the Geico restart zone, this time out of turn number 4. Dave Lurfano, first car again, back on the gas as they get their green flag back in the air. We are back racing here. Fourth attempt to get this one going here as we cross over the 20 lap mark. Again, only about 4 or 5 laps under green at this point, so we are looking to put a good stretch of laps together to try to make it to the end of stage number 1, which tonight will be at the completion of lap number 8. Or sorry, lap number 78. Apologize. You see Lurfano still continuing to lead the way, 2 by 2 further back behind him in the field as we'll watch this group of cars battle it out, trying to keep it off each other while getting as many positions here early in the run as possible. This group of cars works their way still side by side through the middle of the pack as now Sauber clears. The 16 is going to slip up in front of Ken Peck, but Kurdzlek is going to go to the inside of Ken Peck. So not done battling yet is that 16 car, that time out of turn number 3 and 4 down across the line, still side by side. Just not able to get that good run off the bottom to get that pass made. He now has a nose out in front of Kurdzlek. He's going to look to dive into turn number 3 and 4. Get advantage here on the low side again. Looks like Bledsoe's going to have some issues as he gets hard on the brakes to keep himself from spinning out. So we'll see if he was able to keep it out of the fence there. There he is joining at the back. So Bledsoe obviously had some issues on the exit that time. We'll see what happens here. Just gets loose on him, but he's able to slide to the inside out of the way of everyone else, and the field will stay clean and green at that point. 25 laps will be completed this time around for Dave Lurfano in that number 8. Has led 19 laps at this point from taking over for control from the 0-1 of Purcell. They work their way down the back straightaway now. There's the top 3 all in line. Lurfano, Purcell, Mathia, yep, sorry, that's me stuttering. Kurdzlek, Ken Peck, 2nd and 3rd. Ben Campbell, 6th. Curtis Sovereign, James Nelson, Chad Steiner, and Travis Rodriguez, the back half of the top 10. Brakes flowing on all these cars here early in the run. A lot of braking, obviously, at the end of these long, narrow straightaways. To get that car slowed down, that front end turned, and get back on the gas as soon as you can to rocket down the identical backside of the speedway into turn 3 and 4. Keep an eye on the field a little further back now as things have kind of settled down and have settled themselves out here as now Campbell chases down the 16 of Ken Peck as they work their way in through turns, that is turn 1 and 2 this time, and down the back straightaway. A little further back behind them, you see the 69 having a run on the 26, but not getting there where he needed to be to make that move in turn 3. Field continues to work here under green. 30 laps on the board at the completion of this one for Lurfano as we got a pass there. You can see just on the right side of your screen. Looks like the auto serve 75 of James Nelson able to slip under the Exalta 54. That time through 1 and 2. So now Chad Snyder looks to make a move to the inside here of the 54. Oh, 2 cars hard on the brakes. The 2 black cars. That's the 69 of John May and the 15 of Dave Hare get into each other under hard braking that time into turn 1. So they will sort that out and get back the momentum going here in this one as we have another caution. Looks like the 26 of Chad Snyder facing the wrong way on the exit of turn number 4. We'll see if we can take a look at what happened there. And back straight, all good and clear for the 26 down into turns 3 and 4. Ooh, gets that left side of that car up on the curb, and that's going to be a recipe for spinning the wrong way. So we'll take another quick look at that one. The Snyder issue coming out of turn number 4. This time you can keep an eye on him. He hits that inside curb on the left-hand side just on the exit of the corner. That's enough to unsettle the car, spin him out. Johnny May might have got a piece of the wall trying to avoid the Snyder 26, but doesn't look like he took too much damage. Snyder able to straighten that car out and get it back, point it in the right direction. As caution number 4 on the afternoon. On lap 34, as Dave Lurfano continues to lead the same top 5 as it was earlier. That's Lurfano. Kyle Purcell, 99 of Brendan Mathia. Mike Kurdzlek in the 41 and Ken Peck round out that top 5. Then you got Ben Campbell, James Nelson, Curtis Sovereign, Johnny May, and Travis Rodriguez, the back half of the top 10. So as the field continues to work under caution, no takers on pit road here this time. Great shot of the Martinsville Speedway as the field works around under caution. No cars on pit road, as I mentioned, so we'll continue to pace around here behind the iRacing pace cars. We get set for another restart from the Martinsville half mile here. Keep an eye on the lights on top of the iRacing pace track, see if they go out. They do. That means 1 to go before we head back racing. So the caution truck will head to the safety of the infield, and we'll get set to go back racing here this time out of turn number 4. Still Lurfano and Purcell on the front row at this time. Way out of turn number 3 and 4 into the Geico restart zone. First car to fire has to be that 8 car. Green flag is out, hammer is down, and we are back racing here as they roll down into turns 1 and 2. On the back straightaway, we got the 8 car able to break away and get back out in front of this one. We got a battle on the top 4 right there as Pack on the inside of Kurdzlek, going to make that move down into turn 1. Now the 75 is going to come in there, give the old 41 car a shot. That's going to get the 16 all sideways, and that is going to not cause a caution as everyone is able to continue. That was a crazy turn of events right there, that there was no caution. Take another look at that replay. I think the 75 just gives the old Punterino down to the 41 who gets into the 16. Everyone's able to kind of stay out of the way, and everyone's able to continue. Rodriguez juking and jiving his way through a couple of cars there, so let's one more look at that one. So yeah, big punt from the 75 onto the back of the 41 into turn number 1. It's going to get everyone all out of sorts back there. You can see Rodriguez avoiding all the carnage there. Maybe makes a little contact with the 41, but able to stay green. That's let the leaders kind of check out there. As you can see on the track map, they're almost a whole straightaway. 1, 2, and 3 are almost a whole straightaway ahead of the rest of them at this point, as Lurfano continues to lead this time down the back straightaway into turns 3 and 4. To complete lap 41 this time out of 4 down across the line. Lurfano again has led since he's taken over from Kyle Purcell. That's 35 laps led up to this point. Works his way now back down through 1 and 2 and down the back straightaway. The sun breaks through the clouds a little bit here as they roll right down into your living room. There you can see the gap back to 4th and 5th. After that calamity on the exit of turn 2, a few laps ago, the field races his way down into turn 1. And back to the other end of the racetrack now as the front of the field rolls back down across the line, completing lap 44. Lurfano continues to lead this one. Kyle looks to have gotten tight there in the middle. Maybe opened a bit of a door for Mathia, not able to capitalize quite yet though, as Lurfano works his way back into turns 3 and 4 this time. as we come down to complete another one here. And this one, we take a look a little further back. There's the Chad Snyder Chase Luck Memorial number 26. A great looking paint job put together by Blues Race Designs. Oh, Noah over at Blues Race Designs painted that tribute car for Chase Luck, number 5, the youngster who played baseball, family friend to Chad Snyder. Lost his life tragically, but Chad is honoring him again tonight using that 26 paint scheme. Looks like Kyle Purcell had a bit of trouble there. We'll see what happened to him. Let's see if we can have a replay here. So it looks like he had some issues there on the exit of turn number 4. We'll watch it from this view as they head down into turns 3 and 4. Happens here on the exit, just gets loose on the back end, almost spins it back up into the outside wall. He does hit the wall a little bit, able to continue as everyone else is avoid him as he can car back the whole way. He's going to lose 2-3 spots on that unfortunate mishap. Back to the live feed here as we were talking about Chad there just before that incident. Again, Chase Luck riding on board the 26th to meet with Chad Snyder as the field works its way around on lap number 49 as they come through turns 1 and 2. Now it's just the 2-car breakaway that Kyle Purcell has dropped back out of the top, out of that group there with that incident off of turn 4. So we'll keep an eye here on these two out front, looking back off the spoiler cam. You can't even see the rest of the field come onto the front straightaway by the time Dave turns off of turn number 1 into turn number 1. Right on board the Gamer Tube Elite spoiler cam through turns 3 and 4, end of the Speedway, back down to complete lap number 50. So 50 complete as the caution comes back out here. Looks like an incident for Johnny May. We'll see what happened on that one here in a second. So caution out for the 5th time this afternoon. We'll see what happens to bring out that caution. So looks like Johnny May just gets out of, spins out of turn number 2. We'll have a view of that here, I think. Through 1 and 2, and then just spins it out hard into the inside wall, makes pretty substantial contact, and then will tow it to the pit. So it looks like Johnny May will get a tow back to the pits after his incident out of turn number 2, making hard contact to the inside wall of the Martinsville Speedway. It looks like a few other cars headed down pit road. Looks like Ken Peck, Dave Hara, both on pit road that time down the back straightaway. So 51 laps complete. Dave Lorfano has led the last 46 of them up to this point. He is the leader and will be once we go back green, as long as he doesn't go down pit road. Like I said, a handful of cars, or 2 cars actually headed down pit road to the attention of their picker that time. As Dave says, psych, just kidding. This field will roll around here under caution behind the iRacing pace truck for, I believe, the 5th time this afternoon already here in this one. We are 53 laps completed. And this looks like Ken Peck just clearing pit road. He'll join the tail end of the field now. Thanks for tuning in, folks, on the SimWorld Racing Network. Race 35 of the All-American Racing League Cup Series 2024 season. The third and final race of the round of 8. Happening right here today at Martinsville Speedway. Lights out on the iRacing pace truck. We'll see the field form up into double file as they work their way through turns 1 and 2. 1 to go, or sorry, 1 to go signal given. Last time at the line, look for Dave Lorfano to try to stay in control. This one as we complete caution number 5 on the afternoon. 56 laps will be complete when they come back around. Sorry, 55 laps will be complete when they come back around. 2:45 to go in this one. slowly but surely making our way through the full distance. 300 laps is the target. Green is back in the air and the field is back underway here. Dave Lafano makes that big move to the outside, clearing the 99 as they go down into turn 1 and 2. That's going to open the door for the 75 of James Nelson to look inside the Matthias 99 as he now gets up beside him on the entry of turn number 3. They work their way through turn 3 and down the front straightaway. Not quite side by side with the second place car. That time he does. He gets a good run out of turn number 2. He's going to put it door to door with the 99 down into turn 3. So he's able to make up any ground on the inside here through 3 and 4. Side by side for second and third, fourth and fifth. Also right behind them, still side by side as they work their way back down the back straightaway. Ooh, Purcell hard on the brakes. That's going to cause the 26 to get into his back bumper. That's going to slow up him. Snyder in that 26 is going to put him back on the inside of the 67 as they work their way through 1 and 2. That was pretty hair-raising as the 01 had to get hard onto the brakes to stay off the back of the 75 car. Now the 99's completed his way around the outside of the 75s. They work their way down to 1 and 2 on lap number 60. Bono continues to lead the way up front in that number 8 car, the Camaro. Driving the Camaro, used to seeing Dave in the Toyota. Looks like we have our 6th caution of the afternoon as we have an incident a little further back in the field. So let's see if we can take a look at what happened there. Looks like Dave Hara and Ben Campbell may have gotten together. Dave gets in there a little too hard into the rear end of that number 2, sends him up hard into the outside fence. It's a little bit of a meatball flag there for that number 67. Probably broke that left front toe link. See if he's able to get that car rolling again. A little bit of steering there, so hopefully he can bring that car to the attention of his picker and possibly use his fast repair here and get that car all fixed up. Definitely some suspension issues on that 67 as he works his way around trying to catch the tail end of the field after that incident. So we're going to look at it goes a little higher and Dave just accidentally gets into him, I believe, and then that'll put the 67 into the outside fence. Still continuing here under caution with his wonky steering, trying to get it down pit road hopefully as it opens this time. Should see Ben head to the attention of his picker. They should be able to use a fast repair and get that machine all sorted out for Ben here as we're only on lap 64. So still a long way to go in this one. Looks like Kyle Purcell, Chad Snyder both coming down pit road to the attention of their pit crews. They'll get some work done here under the caution here on lap number 65 of 300 from Martinsville. The Martinsville Mayhem 300 has lived up to its name so far at this point. The Martinsville Mayhem 300 presented by GamerTube Elite. And I just want to thank Dave for sponsoring tonight's event. If it wasn't for our loyal All American Racing League sponsors, we would not be able to bring you this live broadcast every Tuesday that they're on the track. Keep in mind, folks, that we are not racing next Tuesday. We will take the week off. And then we'll be back in action for Championship Tuesday. 2 weeks from tonight, November 5th, we will go to the Phoenix Raceway in the desert for the final event on the 2024 schedule. And we will crown the 2024 champion from that event. So hopefully you can tune in a couple weeks. We'd love to have you on board with us as we settle the championship battle, like in true NASCAR fashion, from the desert in Phoenix. Just taking a look here at the results from last time we were here at Martinsville. Brendan Mathias picked up the win in dominating fashion, leading 146 of the 201 laps. So definitely spring race was a little shorter, only 200 laps. We'll go 300 tonight. Ken Peck, Al Bledsoe, Dave Hare, and Curtis Sobran were the top 5. Kurdzlek, Harris, Tommy Osborne, Ben Campbell, and Greg Robinson were 6th through 10. So we'll see if Mathias can pick up his 11th win of the season and go 2 for 2 at the Martinsville Paperclip. He's got a little bit of work to do here as we come back to green. 68 will be complete, 2:32 to go, and he's got to get by that 8 car, who's been fast since he took over the lead earlier from Purcell into the restart zone. Green flag is back out, and we are racing as we get ever so closer to the end of stage 1. Lap number 78 will see stage 1 come to a close. We'll award some valuable championship points to those in the top 10. As you can see, Travis driving hard. Same with James Nelson. Got to capitalize as much as they can to get those points here in this one, as they currently, as I mentioned earlier, broadcast on the outside. Looking in right now in the red, they are the drivers highlighted in red are currently not in a position to transfer to the championship floor. Obviously the easiest way to do it, I say easiest, but the most direct route, I guess, would be to park your car in victory lane at the end of this one and get yourself into that championship floor. You can also obviously punch your way in, but obviously a big gap back to some of these guys outside of the top 4 as they work their way on lap number 71. It's like I said, we're getting close to the end of stage 1, so these non-playoff cars should be getting a little racy here as we work our way through the first stage this afternoon. Bottom line has been very dominant in typical Martinsville fashion early in this one, and looks to continue that as Mathias got him a little hard into 3 and 4. That saw him lock up the brakes. Lurfano hasn't been able to drive away quite as easily this time from the front bumper of the 99, so he will continue to lead though, but not as cushiony of a gap as it was earlier in the race. As we jump on board the spoiler cam of the 75 as we watch these cars go to work behind Nelson, who sits in 3rd right now. That's Rodriguez in the purple 79. Then you got Bledsoe in the 42, Michael Kurdzlek in the 41. As hard into that corner, lock the brakes up. That's going to open up the bottom, and hopefully he doesn't get freight trained here, as Nelson will have to little battle on the top side. If Rodriguez is able to clear him, now Bledsoe looks to clear him, and now Kurdzlek, oh no, we got 2 cars together. They keep it off each other. Now the 42 gets into the 41, the 41 into the 75, 75. And the caution will come out for that incident. Everyone, I think, was able to pull away from what I saw. Definitely a big calamity there towards the middle part of the pack. As that should be the end of stage number 1 here, as we'll see if, stage is over as these cars... Most of the cars will head down pit road. Obviously some of the cars pitted a little bit earlier there. So stage will prematurely come to an end on lap number 76 there, as a big incident involving quite a few cars will bring out the caution. Here is a look at it. Bledsoe and the 75 just get together, and the 42 gets back down into the 41, and then gets up into the 75. Harris involved, Snyder involved, so a bunch of cars involved in this one. Coming in a little bit later, we'll take a look at a little further back car here. Keep an eye on Ken Peck. He'll be able to get through that mess without an incident. Peck grabs a piece of it. Purcell able to get through. The big one at the back was the Snyder 26 getting into the 42. Makes the car turn to the inside and just Bounces off the inside wall into the side of the 42. Becomes a little bit of a parking lot down there in turn number 3 and 4. Gets their car all cleared up. Looks like the car, a few cars that obviously did pit earlier in the stage are going to cycle to the front of this one. Looks like Dave Hare, Kyle Purcell, and Ben Campbell are going to come out to the front of the field here for this next restart. 25. It's been about 25 laps since Dave Hare was on pit road. 13 and 12 respectively for Kyle Purcell and Ben Campbell. So obviously Ben pitting as part of the last caution there. His issue with Hera getting up into the outside wall after a little bit of a bump from Dave, and then the 0-1 car pitting on the last caution also just to try to maybe get a jump on those cars in front of them. So we'll see how the newer tires fare, as obviously not very many laps. Well, 25 for Hera and then roughly about 12, 13 for the other two. So we'll see how those tires fare once we get going here. Under caution again from Martinsville at the end of stage number 1. We get set to go for stage number 2 here. Looks like the lights are out on top of the iRacing pace truck. We'll get double file down the back straightaway and we'll be back to green here momentarily. So we got Dave Hare up front. Outside him, Kyle Purcell, Ben Campbell, and Brendan Mathia. Dave Lafano, Travis Rodriguez make up that next row as they work their way out of turn number 4 down to the restart zone. You got Snyder and Snyder and the 75 of Nelson in that ball. So flags back out here. Gets a good jump on the restart to get out in front, clear that 0-1 down the back straightaway. Purcell gives him a bit of a left tap, heading down the back straightaway. Now we'll drive it in deep on the outside, see if he can get a run on the 15 of Hare. Not able to get it done, although I say that he gets a good run back down the front. So he's going to clear the Hare machine as we have another caution on this one. Take a look, see what happened. Looks like James Nelson and possibly Travis Rodriguez involved in this most recent accident here. We'll take a look. And the back end spins around on him and he gets up into the vents, and James Nelson unfortunately nowhere to go. He gets collected also as they get it spun back around. Take a look at what happened. Deep and wasn't sure exactly where Juggles was going to go, and unfortunately gets into Juggles and then into that outside wall. So not an ideal situation for that 75. He got it righted and headed down pit road to the attention of brings it to the attention of his pit crew, along with a handful of other drivers right now on pit road. Ken Peck, the 27 of Cam Harris, also on pit road. Nelson in the 75, the 42 of Alan Bledsoe, and Mike Kurgelek all getting some attention on pit road. But the new leader at this point, after getting around the outside of Hillbilly, is the 0-1 Kyle Purcell machine as he gets set to lead us back to the restart here when we go back. Green flag racing running order right now. Kyle Purcell, Dave Hare, Brendan Mathia, Ben Campbell, Dave Lafano, your top 5. Chad Snyder, Curtis Sovereign, Travis Rodriguez, Mike Kurgelek, and then Ken Pack coming out of pit road would be your 10th place car. And Bledsoe, Harris, and Nelson is 11 through 13. 14 cars started this event this evening. Johnny May, unfortunately, out of the race on lap 50. So we get set possibly to go back racing here momentarily as the field works their way around on lap number 85. 85 will be complete at the line, 2:15 to go. 8th caution of the afternoon, one for a stage break 7 for incidents on track. As this is shaping up to be an endurance event of sorts. I don't want to jinx it, but last time we were here there was 19 cautions for 83 laps, so well on our way to besting that record, as the cars are under caution again, as I mentioned, 8th time tonight as they file around here as we get set for yet another restart from the Martinsville Mayhem 300. I don't know if me naming the race jinxed it or what, but hopefully we can get this sorted out and get a little bit of a run here, as we got to get some laps in under our belt. Obviously 100 laps more than the spring race, and we are racking up cautions like nobody's business. So field side by side down the back straightaway. Pace car to the safety of the infield, probably the safest place to be at this point, as Kyle Purcell will be the control car. The 15 of Dave Hara outside of him as they roll through turns 3 and 4 into the Geico restart zone. Drop the hammer, we are back, green flag racing, as Kyle will clear the 15, go to that outside to get a good run on the entrance of turn 1. Mathia looks to the inside of Bledsoe on the exit of turn number 2. He looks like he's going to be able to get that move done as they head down the back straightaway. Dave, though, fighting back on the outside, gets a good run through 3 and 4, but Mathia back to the inside that time out of turn number 3. Able to clear him, so put Hara back into second. Now Mathia, Campbell, and Lurfano run behind him in 3rd, 4th, and 5th as Ben Campbell looks to the outside around the 99. He's going to maybe lose a spot, though, as Lurfano now makes a move to the inside of the 67. Pink and black machine on the entry of turn 3 and 4. Lurfano 3/4 of the way clear of the 67, but a good run on the outside puts Campbell back door to door on the entry of turn 3. See if Lurfano's able to get the momentum on that bottom, get the gas down, able to almost clear him by the hair on his shinny chin. Ben Campbell able to hold on to that outside line, but now Dave Lurfano drives it in deep on the bottom. He's going to easily clear the 67 that time out of turn number 2 and move Lurfano up to 4th. Ben back to 5th, who is under attack now from the 26. That is Chad Snyder there in that Chase Luck Memorial car. Travis Rodriguez looking to make his way back to the front in this one, as you can see him dipping and diving. Looks to the inside of Snyder, off of 2, gets that done. Travis Rodriguez, 2 wins on the year here in the All-American Racing League Cup Series. Picked up a big win. His first ever All-American Racing League Cup Series win came at Talladega in the spring race, and he followed that up with a big win at the Chicago Street Race in the middle part of the summer for 2 wins on the year, as you can see him continuing to work his way back to the front. Up front, though, Kyle Purcell has checked out from Dave Hara, 1.8 second lead for 3-time winner on the year. Kyle Purcell, 2 road course wins and the win at Worldwide Technology Raceway. Picked up the win at COTA, as well as I believe he won at Watkins Glen there in the first round of the playoffs. I apologize. So Kyle Purcell works his way around out front here by 2 seconds over Dave Hara. You should see Dave pop into the camera. There he is. It's now Dave under attack again from the Mathia 99. Not able to make that move, though, this time into turns 3 and 4 as Hara running that kind of little higher side. It's going to leave the door open, though, from Mathia down into turn 1 and 2. Obviously, the fresher tires paying off here as the run develops here, as the 25, I mentioned when we went back to the originally 25 lap older tires for Dave Hara. So that's going to put him at a bit of a disadvantage to these other cars who just pitted, keeping in mind that Kyle Purcell also pitted about 12-13 laps prior to these guys at the end of when these guys pitted, at the end of that last stage 1 there. So now they have some work to do, as Purcell up to about 2.2 second lead here as they look to work and cut down on that lead as we get close to the 1/3 mark of this event, as we are working lap 98 of 300 this time out of turn number 4 for Purcell. He will complete that lap as we get set to start 99. Rodriguez strung out, single foul, took off you can see my cards like in that 41, battling with the 16 of Ken Peck, the 75 of James Nelson. Cam Harris there in the background, and right in front of Kurzlek is the 42 American Tire Distributors Camaro of Al Bledsoe. As I mentioned at the top of the broadcast, Al Bledsoe, one of the drivers locked into the championship floor after a big win last week at Homestead Miami Speedway. He is able to just come to Martinsville and enjoy the evening, not have to worry about capitalizing on points and all that as he works his way off of turn number 2 this time, just in front of that Kurzlek 41 and just outside the top 10. Up front though, it continues to be the Purcell 01 leading now by 2.6 seconds as he starts to drive away from the field. Mathia still in second, Dave Lurfano holding on to third in that number 8 machine. And they have opened the gap back up a little even further to the Hara 15 again. Dave Hara on about 25 lap older tires than all these guys who pitted at the stage break. Looks like Rodriguez is going to make a move possibly around the outside of the 26, or the 26 going to move on the inside here of Rodriguez as they're side by side almost down the back straightaway into turn 3 again. Bottom line is the line you want to be in. Ooh, Chad shoves the nose a little bit on the entry of the corner. Keeps it off the 79, but they're going to be side by side down to the line. Looks like Chad's car is getting pretty loose there. Or sorry, the opposite of that, pretty tight there in the middle of the corner as he starts to drift up almost into the side of the 79. Just not able to hold that bottom line right around the rail. Letting the 79 clear him now as the 79 will fall in line in front of Chad and drop down to the bottom group as they continue to battle on lap 105. Chad though drives it in deep as Rodriguez left the door open that time, but not able to capitalize on it. And now as they go back to single file down the front straightaway. Again, out of turn 2, Travis goes way high on the tightness on the exit there. That opens the door for Chad. Not able to capitalize quite yet as he lost a little bit of ground on the exit of the corner. Mike Kurzlek heads down pit road to the attention of his pit crew for an unscheduled pit stop here on lap number 107. Probably really going to hurt that 41's car's chances of advancing. He's going to lose at least 2-3 laps. Making a pit stop under green here at Martinsville with such a short track length. Good news for him if he's able to continue. No cars down any laps at this point, so he will be in a lucky dog position as these two continue to battle out. Now Snyder falling off the back bumper a bit of the 79 as they both close in on the back of the 67 there in front of him. Ben Campbell driving that black and pink machine. Kyle Purcell continues to lead the way over Brendan Mathia. Dave Lurfano, Dave Hara holding on strong to a 4th position right now with Campbell holding 5th. Rodriguez and Snyder obviously battling here. Continue 6th and 7th place as we jump on board the QFRL roof cam on top of the Travis Rodriguez 79. We'll take a look at his entry into turn 1 and 2. He's definitely going to open the door for Chad. See if Chad's able to capitalize. He makes a move to the inside, not able to clear him though as they go down the back straightaway. Now on board the 26 machine, working through 3 and 4. Still trying to get inside Rodriguez and get a good run through the corner as Chad's car starting to loosen up maybe a little bit for him. Obviously tighter on him in the earlier part of the run, forcing him to be a little more conservative on that bottom grind than I think he wanted to be. This field works on lap 112 here. 188 to go this time at the line, looking for the end of stage number 2 coming at lap 156. So in about 40 or so laps we'll come to the end of stage number 2 as we get ever so closer to the halfway point though here from Martinsville as the field continues to work around under green here. Part of the field down the back straight, still being led by Dave Hara in that number 15, hanging with Hillbilly Gamer 2 Elite Machine. A new paint job on that number 15 coming to Martinsville this week. Got some chrome on it little bit of chrome. I like it. I like it a lot, as he is right there in that 50. You can see he's got the chrome on the side as he heads down into turns 3 and 4. There you can see the hillbilly all chromed out as they work their way down the front straightaway. Oh, it gets really tight that time, heavy on the brakes, entering the corner. That's going to give Ben Campbell a run right up to the Hillbilly's back bumper this time into turn 3 and 4 as we'll head on board the rear spoiler cam as Ben gets into the back bumper that time of the 15 on exit. It's going to give him what looked to be a boost to the 15, but it's just the 67 car slowing down this time through turns 1 and 2. Up front though, Kyle Purcell continues to lead the way here in this one in his 01 Chicago Tire and Auto Repair Toyota, and just as we put the camera on him, he makes some pretty good contact with that outside wall. As you can see, tears up that fender a little bit. But what I was going to say is the gap is closing. Mathia is reeling him in methodically as they work down in through turns 1 and 2 now. The gap down to 1.5 seconds. It's up as high as 2.8 earlier in the run. So Mathia closing in on the back of the 01 here in the middle part of stage 2, looking to capitalize and make a run here towards the end of the stage and get back up front, or get up front. It would be the first time Mathia would lead some laps here this afternoon in that Tootsie's 99 Camaro. Again, another driver who sits on the right side of the cut line coming into this one. The 3 drivers that are not locked in but in good position to score a spot in the championship are the top 3, Kyle Purcell, Brendan Mathia, and Dave Lorfano. As I mentioned earlier, the 99 of Mathia actually locked himself in with a win in the first round race of the league at Las Vegas 2 weeks ago, but due to using a provisional last week, lost the opportunity to keep his win-in status. So using that provisional last week forced him out of that, which meant he had to come here this week and put in a good effort to get himself in a position of points, good points position to lock himself into that next round as he continues to reel in the Purcell machine here as they are down to under half a second roughly between first and second as they work their way through turns 1 and 2. Dave Lorfano still in the picture here, 2 seconds back. So Mathia really putting the whip to it here in the middle part of stage number 2, closing that gap up. It looks like we're going to have a battle for the lead here in a short while. Top 5 still the same as it was last time we went through it. Purcell, Mathia, Lorfano, Hara, and Campbell. Schneider now up to 6th, Bledsoe 7th. Ken Pack, Travis Rodriguez, and James Nelson make up 8th, 9th, and 10th. Cam Harris, Curtis Sobran, the last 2 cars on track in 11th and 12th. And then Mike Kurdzlak, unfortunately unable to complete this one. He has pulled it to the pits and called it an afternoon, as well as Johnny May currently sitting on pit road. No, he has called it an afternoon also. So 2 cars out of the race here before the halfway point. Johnny May and Mike Kurdzlak. So Kurdzlak's run for a championship season came to an end here. Unfortunately, in the round of 8, not a bad showing for the driver of that 41 machine. He has put up a good fight all year, still looking for that first win of the year in the Cup Series. Picked up a couple of big Truck Series wins. Won the second in the event here on Sunday night behind Ben Campbell. That put him the finishing touches on his chance at moving to the Championship 4, as he was able to lock himself into the Final 4 in the Truck Series, which goes for its championship race from the Phoenix Raceway. On November the 3rd, they will crown the 2024 Cup Series champions. We got some lap traffic here in the roadway as Kyle Purcell looks to the inside of the 54 of Curtis Sobran. Didn't make it too easy on the old 01 car there, going down into 3 and 4. Now we are quarter into turns 1 and 2. Looks like Kyle Purcell is going to clear him easily. He's going to bring Mathia through with him. Good news for Curtis, the only car not on the lead lap that is still running in this race, so he will be the lucky dog position, and about half a track between Kyle now and the next person who could go 1 lap down, being Cam Harris. So for the short time. In the meantime, Curtis is in a good spot here in this one. We'll jump on board inside, take a look at Dave Lurfano inside the cockpit of that number 8 machine as he works his way through turns 1 and 2, still sitting in third, early race leader. Just a pit stop cycle forced him a little further back than I think he wanted, able to get back by a few of those cars, but the 2 cars in front of him on the scoring pylon are the cars that he needs to get by, as we have a battle for the lead up front as Kyle Purcell is, we'll say, under attack from the 99 this time down the back straightaway as 130 laps are complete, coming to complete 131 this time out of turn number 4. Across the line, Purcell continues to lead, but this time with 0.3 of a second over Brendan Mathai, who's able to hold that bottom groove just so much better through 3 and 4 again. Kyle running on a little bit older tires, not much, about 10 to 12 laps of green flag racing on them prior to the stage when he pitted to try to get some track position back after getting into a bit of a issue on the exit of turn 4, losing a handful of spots. Just lost the rear end coming out of 4 and almost got out into the outside wall, able to keep it off the wall, but went from about 2nd back to 7th here earlier in this one. So take that pit stop earlier than the rest of the drivers who pitted at the end of stage number 1, and has been able to hold on to that track position as the leader. Once he got by Dave Hara on that restart, he has kind of set sailed in stage number 2, had a gap of up to 2.8 seconds now. Earlier in the stage, Mathai had whittled it all the way down to be right on his back bumper. Now it's back up to about 0.6 of a second as they work off of turn 3 and 4. As we saw, Mathai blew the corner about 2 or 3 laps ago, so Purcell will continue to lead this one. There's the look at Mathia. We'll take a look back to Dave Lurfano exiting turn number 4. He's been able to get himself clear of that number 54 car, the lap car of Curtis Sovereign. Another 15 of Dave Hillbilly Harris sitting right now in the 4th position, holding on to that spot in front of Ben Campbell in that 67. Then we have Chad Snyder in the baseball 26, the Chase Luck tribute scheme. Behind him, Alan Bledsoe sitting in 7th spot in the American Tire Distributors number 42. Travis Rodriguez holding on to the 8th spot. Then Ken Pack right there in the 16, followed by James Nelson round out the top 10 in 9th and 10th. Cam Harris there at the back of the picture. He is running in 11th. Last car on the lead lap at this point. And we have the 54, Curtis Sovereign, 1 lap down to the leader as we work lap 139 of this one, mentioning completion of the stage coming at 1:56, so under 20 laps to go in the stage as we get closer and closer to the halfway point of this one. Field works its way through turns 1 and 2 that time, but up front, Kyle Purcell continues to lead now by about 3/4 of a second over the 2nd place car of Brendan Mathia. continue to work under green. 145 to go here in this one. 155 left to run in the Martinsville Mayhem 300, presented by Gamer Tube Elite and our friend Dave Hillbilly here. Also check him out at Hanging with Hillbilly. That's where he does all his reaction videos. It's fun to see maybe Dave get the poop scared out of him every now and then when he watches some of those scary videos. And then that's over on Hanging with Hillbilly. And then Gamer Tube Elite is his gaming channel where he broadcasts all his sim racing. He plays some other games with the boys, whether it's exiling goats to save themselves from the demon that lives in the house, or hunting Bigfoot. Lots of laughs can be had over there. Tune in to him and the boys on the GamerTube Elite channel with Dave Hillbilly Hera, bringing you some good content in over there on YouTube. But right now, don't switch channels. Stay here with us on the SimWorld Racing Network as we work our way to the end of stage number 2. Just about 8 or 9 laps to go before we get there, as we are crossing, just approaching the halfway point in this 300 lap event. As so far on the race, we've had 3 different race leaders up until this point. Kyle Purcell now leads the way, 75 laps led at this point. Dave Lerfano with 69, and then Dave Hillbilly Hera himself, 5 laps led on the afternoon. So there we go. We hit the halfway point where it's all downhill from here, folks. We move our way to the end of stage number 2, as I mentioned, just under 6 laps from now, as we continue to work around here under green flag. Kyle Purcell continues to lead, though, as the battle for second, though, may heat up here, as Brendan Mathia has been caught by the 8-car Dave Lefano here on the end of this long stage 2 run. As that Tootsie machine definitely starting to push in the middle of the corner, and that's letting Dave close right in, as Dave has a well-handling number 8 Camaro late in this run, as he looks to maybe capitalize and get in front of this 99 here over the last 3 or 4 laps in stage number 2. Dave had to get hard on the brakes that time, as the 99 got way slower than I think anyone. Oh, he locks them up that time into turn 1 and 2. That's going to let Dave drive right back up to his back bumper. Not going to be able to do anything quite yet, though, as we head down to 3 and 4 here. Riding on board the QFRL roof cam on board the top of the Blues Race design. Number 8, you see, I think Kyle Purcell just got into the wall there halfway down the front straightaway under the flag stand. It shouldn't be too much of a concern as we continue around here on lap 156. Should be getting the stage completion here momentarily once the 5th place driver crosses the line. That is Ben Campbell, who is working his way now out of turn number 4. Should see the yellow thrown, and the end of the stage there it is, as Ben Campbell crosses the line to complete stage number 2 of this one. Pretty good run there to finish the stage. Green flag came out on lap 87, and caution on 157. So 70 laps we were able to go there in stage number 2 to run out the end, as pit road should open this time by for the field, as I'm assuming everyone will be headed down pit road for 4 fresh Goodyear tires and a full tank of E85 Sunoco ethanol fuel. As you can see, the cars there headed down pit road there on the left hand side of your screen. So Purcell into his pit box, Mathia and Lerfano also Pretty sure it's going to be 4 tires and fuel for everyone on the Speedway, as Sovereign will get the wave around, get himself back on the lead lap. Should be able to come down pit road next time. Purcell going to win that race off of pit road. It looks like they're going to come off the same way they came in there. So the rest of the field will work their way off of pit road before the caution truck gets to them and traps them a lap down. Everyone clear of that, though, as the field will head back out, and we will reset the running order here momentarily, and we will get set for the third and final stage of this one. As always, happy to have you all along joining us here tonight on the SimWorld Racing Network. The Martinsville Mayhem 300 past the halfway point as we complete lap 160. Sovereign will make his way off of pit road, join the tail end of the field, as we should get set to go back racing here shortly for in this one. Packed grandstands here, taking in a beautiful afternoon of racing from Martinsville. Field works its way now back down through 3 and 4, looking possibly for a 1 to go signal this time out of turn number 4 from the starter. We'll see what he does, as he's got that yellow flag up there still. But we'll keep an eye on the lights on top of the caution truck. As they are out, that means the 1 to go signal has been given to the field, so we will get them doubled up down the back straightaway and come back around for the green flag to start the third and final stage here from Martinsville. Turns 3 and 4 down to the Geico restart zone. The Purcell 01 first car to fire. As they get there, green flag is back out, and we're racing here again. Martinsville keeping an eye on this bottle for second as Purcell able to clear the 99 there on the restart. Now we'll see if Dave Lorfano able to do the same. Starting on that inside row, always seems to be an advantage here early in the run, and now Lorfano almost able to clear that 99, but still side by side down from the front short turn 1 and 2. Now able to get right clear as the 67 almost gets up into the side of the 99 that time. Out of turn number 2, put Lorfano up to second. Move Mathia back to third. Ben Campbell now around Dave Hillbilly Hera up to fourth, with Hera running in fifth. Purcell, though, back out front, picking up where he left off at the end of stage 2, leading the way here as they work their way down the back straight. I feel everyone's getting strung out single file. Everyone on the lead lap once Sovereign got that wave around. That's last time under caution. 135 laps to go that time at the line. We'll see if the 01 car is going to open up a quick lead like he did in stage number 2 once we went back racing, or if Dave Lorfano is going to be able to hold it a little closer in this stage as Purcell gets way out of control, almost down into the inside wall. That's going to let Lorfano go around the outside. Purcell's going to regain control and drop in front of Mathia there on the back straightaway. Mathia's going to be right on his back bumper. Kyle's going to go into protect mode, go down to the bottom line, and really get on the binders off of the exit, slow it down to get it straightened out so it doesn't spin out again. As Mathia now still going on to battle with that back bumper, the 01. So change of events up front. That costs Purcell the lead. That's going to move Purcell to second, Lorfano up to the point, and now Purcell will have to go into attack mode here in stage number 3. Now Mathia hard on the brakes, gets it locked up through turns 1 and 2. That's going to drop him off the back bumper of the 01 and put him in the attack zone with the 67 of Ben Campbell, working through 3 and 4 now. Campbell right on the back bumper of that 99. He's Can he have anything for him here as they work for third and fourth here on lap 170? Now Campbell locks up the brakes as they go through turn number 3, 1 and 2. That's going to let Matthias open up a bit of a gap back out in front. As I say that, Matthias gets a little too brake heavy, and he's going to lock them up and going to get them right back together. So we got trouble a little further back in the pack though, as as Cam Harris gets into the outside wall. That's going to bring the caution out. See if we get a replay of what caused that here in a second. So as the 27 car just unfortunately gets into the outside wall, Dave Hare makes a little bit of contact. I don't think too detrimental of contact, as there you can see 27 all spun out. Hare gets hard to the left, the left, to try to avoid. I think he made a little bit of contact, but doesn't look like much damage on the front of that 15 car. So he should be able to carry on without issues. Might bring it down to the attention of his pit crew, but 27 able to drive away under his own power. He's going to have a mechanical black flag, so he will definitely have to bring it to the attention of his pit crew, either to them, let them fix it, or he will have to use a fast repair. Looks like he still has his fast repair handy dandy ready to go, so Cam Harris will probably use that up to get himself back out there and still in contention. Obviously 12 cars still in this one, all on the lead lap at this point, as Hare brings it to his pit crew. Harris right there behind him, pulling into his pit box. As you see, Harris's car gets all fixed up there. He takes the damage quick repair, as he will let the car crew go to work. Looks like they're putting on some tires. As back out front though, lap 173 coming to a close, this time at the line. Dave Lafano, your leader, Kyle Purcell, Brendan Matthias, Ben Campbell, and now Chad Snyder sneaking his way up into the top 5 in this one, late in the middle portion of this event, after Hare dropped back a few positions earlier in the run, opening the door for the 26 to jump up into 5th. Field works their way off of turn number 4. Should be getting the 1 to go signal this time from the starter. As he does, the lights go out on the pace truck and down in turn number 1, meaning we were set to go back racing here as the field works its way and gets itself double file. Through turns 1 and 2, we look to the back straightaway cam. The Blue Emo maximum relief pain relief cam here. As the field double file now. 12 cars strong still out there in this one as they work their way into turn 3 and 4. Dave Lafano on the point, first car to fire once they get to the Gutco restart zone as they approach it now off the exit of turn 4. Bring his back out, great start for Lafano as the battle, like usual, on the restart is going to be for that second spot now. As Matthias will go to the inside of Kyle Purcell through 1 and 2 as Purcell gets a good run off the top side, able to clear the Matthias 99 down into turn 3. Gonna slide in behind Dave Hare that time through turns 3 and 4 as he will... Dave Lafano out front in that 8 car will continue to lead here. Ben Campbell now looking to the inside of the 99. They might have made a little contact. That's going to cost Ben now, as he's going to potentially lose that 4th place spot now to Chad Snyder, who goes around the outside as Ben gathers it back up on the back straightaway. Ben now into 5th, Snyder to 4th. Ken Peck right there on the back bumper of the 67 there, driving that 67 Prisma Health QFRL auto serve machine, running there in the just outside the top 5 in 6th. Up front though, Dave Hare continues to lead the way over Purcell, Matthias, Schneider, and Campbell. As Matthias gets loose, that's going to get down into Chad, and Chad is going to spin out. Matthias is going to get into his teammate. We got a bunch of wrecked race cars on the back straightaway. Yellow is out again this afternoon. We're going to take a quick look here. What happened to bring that caution out? You're going to watch Matthias is going to get loose in the corner, and I believe he's going to get down into the side of Snyder, where he gets tight, then he gets down, and Snyder just has nowhere to go, putting Snyder up almost into the infield. Then Matthias gets tuned by his 42 teammate, who then gets into the wall. And he will have to bring it down pit road as he's got a mechanical black flag. So keep an eye on the 42. Just nowhere to go. Gets that front end all bent up, then hits himself, gets into the wall. So somewhere in that looks like it broke that right front toe link, as tires are not cooperating with the way Alan Bledsoe wants them to point. So you'll bring it on to pit road. Fast repair to use, so should see this get fixed. Boom, just like that. Right back to race shape here. And this one is Bledsoe. He's going to look to take some tires, also right side up in the air. Back down, left side up, so full set of Goodyear tires going on that number 42 car. Out front though, Dave Lerfano continues to lead the way here in the third stage of this one. 181 laps will be complete this time at the line. They'll give us 120 to go. Continue here under caution for a few laps, and we'll be right back on the other side, and we'll get set for the restart here from Martinsville. The Martinsville Mayhem 300 on the SimWorld Racing Network. Back under green flag conditions here on lap 1, 8,516 laps to go at this point here, as the 8 car continues to lead in stage number 3. Kyle Purcell now in second. Ben Campbell up into the top 3. Ken Peck and James Nelson rounding out your top 5. Mathia and Bledsoe obviously starting from the back at this point on that restart, being involved in that last caution with Chad Snyder. All of them were able to continue on track, as looks like Purcell got high that time through turn number 3 and 4, and that's going to move Campbell up to second. We'll take a look at that pass just to see what happened to Kyle. Just gets in there a little too hard and pushes the front end, and that's going to open the door for that 67 machine to get on by. Ken Pack also looks to make a move around Purcell, not able to get it done though, as Purcell able to hold on to third here in this one, as the caution is out for what looks to be an incident between Hera and Bledsoe. From what I can see, Cam Harris also involved. Let's take a look here at a replay. So Bledsoe just a little too aggressive on the throttle coming off of turn 4, gets into the back of the 15 car. We'll take another look at that one from a different angle. Spin across the front of the 54 M99 Nona that's caught up in that one. So one more time we'll take another look there, as again the 42 and the 15 get together on corner exit. One more time. There's a bunch of cars heading down pit road to their pit crew. Dave Hera, one of them, looks like Cam Harris, Kurt Sauber, and Brendan Mathia all also on pit road at this time. We're going to have a new front row, though, for this restart now that Ben Campbell has been able to get around the Purcell 01. He will start on the outside of the 8 car next restart. Still under caution from Martinsville. Getting close to that 200 lap mark, 2/3 of the way through this one almost here for the Martinsville Mayhem 300. Field will double up this time as they head down into turn 1 and 2 lights out on the caution truck. And back around to green flag racing with Fano and Campbell on the front row. Ken Peck and Ken Pack and Kyle Purcell in row number 2. James Nelson, Travis Rodriguez, row 3. Chad Slinger, Curtis Sovereign make up row 4. Then back there at the back, you got Brendan, you got Harris, Hara, Mathia, and Bledsoe tagging the back end of this field. To the Geico restart zone, the field will head this time into that restart zone. Green flag is out. Good jump out like always for the leader there on the inside row. As now Campbell will have to go to battle with the 01 out of turn number 2. Purcell easily gets underneath the 67 into turn 1 and 2. Didn't really put up much of a fight. Maybe more trying to think long run, big picture. Don't want to tear up any race cars here. Late in this one as we complete 193 laps. As Purcell now back to attack mode on the back bumper of the 8 machine. A little further back we got Rodriguez and Ken Pack battling there. That is for the 4th and 5th position down into turns 3 and 4. Right now Rodriguez on the outside has the advantage, but Pack strong as usual on the inside. And that Prisma Health number 16 car, he's going to lock him up a little bit on the entry of 1 and 2, but he gets a great run on exit as Rodriguez got a little tight there. That slowed him down. That's going to put him back on the outside, though, of the 75 of Nelson now. This is the battle for 5th on track. As Rodriguez may hit the wall a little bit, that time out of turn number 4. Nelson drives it in deep on the bottom. He's going to look to clear the Rodriguez 79, not quite on the exit of turn number 2. Back to the bottom again in 3 and 4. Oh, jeez, Rodriguez gets way loose into Snyder that time. That's going to cause some bumper crinkles on the side of the Rodriguez, or the Snyder machine. We'll take another look at that replay here in a second. Here we go. We'll see Rodriguez just gets loose on the top, down into Chad, and tears up that right front fender. Looks like a little further back, Mathia had problems in his own. Drives it down deep into that corner and loses the rear end, gets into the wall, so he's able to continue, but has to drive from back. Ooh, actually he is on pit road at this point. So Mathia on pit road as Dave Lorfano continues to lead. While we were watching that other stuff go on, looks like the 67 able to get back by the Purcell machine. See if we can find a replay. Here we go. Replay of the pass of the 67. Just makes a good move to the inside into turn number 1. Able to use that bottom groove to work his way back by the 01 car on the exit of turn 2. A nice short pass, Martinsville. Nice short track Martinsville pass by the short track ace himself, Ben Campbell. Picked up the big win on Sunday in the Truck Series, locking himself into the Championship 4, headed to Phoenix in 2 weeks on the 3rd of November, as he is now going to work on the 8 car as Dave Lorfano looking to play a little defense here as we've crossed over the 200 lap mark, so we are 100, make that 99 laps from the end of this one now as Lorfano continues to lead 104 laps led so far for that driver, that number 8. Big wiggle out of Campbell there off of turn number 2. That's going to slow him down a little. Open up a little bit of breathing room between himself and the 8 car. As I say that, the 01 has a bit of a speed wobble off of turn 4. So just making sure you get the gas applied steadily and not too aggressively to keep those rear tires under it here as they work their way out of turn 4 back down to complete 2:03. That time at the line, 96. Then disappeared a little bit. There he is back on the screen. Continues to hold on to second. The top 5 all right there in that shot. It's Lefano, Campbell, Purcell, Peck, and Nelson, your top 5. So Nelson, the highest running car of the cars on the outside looking in, but being behind the 4th place running car of Kyle Purcell is not going to help Nelson any in the points. It looks like Purcell hit the wall there a bit out of turn number 2 as they head through the 3 and 4 back down at the start-finish line. There's the top 5. Nelson hits the wall that time, so everyone getting a little bit tight on corner exit. It looks like as a bunch of guys up into that outside wall. Seems like on the exit of every other turn or so. Lefano continuing to lead the way, looking to pick up, I believe, win number 4 on the year for Lefano. 3 wins already, 2 at the Super Speedways, at Daytona 500 winner, and the Spring Atlanta race. Picked up a big last lap, last corner pass to win at Michigan. So he knows how to get around the big tracks. Now let's see if he can finish this one up and bring it home on this 0.52 mile short track that is Martinsville Speedway, as he continues to lead. Right behind him, Ben Campbell, looking to pick up his inaugural All-American Racing League win in his career. Known to be a short track ace, loves these short tracks. Definitely can tell you he is not a fan of the Super Speedway racing, and he will voice his opinion on that. Thinks they should tear all the super speedways down and pave them with a short track. But either way, he's running now in second, though he's got some company on the inside. Goes way wide that time through 3 and 4. I don't know what happened there. Just a bad entry to turn 3, and that's going to let 2 cars get by him as both Purcell and Pack get by him. Now Nelson looks to the inside. That's a battle for 4th as they work their way through 1 and 2 now. Nelson able to clear him, move him to 4th. Snyder now. See if he can make that same move a little bit off the back bumper of Campbell, Campbell in the 67. So a little bit of wriggle room there, but now Campbell will look to go back at the 75 as they work their way down through 1 and 2 this time. Still up front, Dave Lefano, opening up a bit of a gap to his second place runner. About 1 second now between himself and Kyle Purcell here on lap 211. Make that 2:12 that time out to line. Nelson again bumping into that outside wall. These cars really starting to be a handful for some of these drivers here late in the afternoon as the sun sets over Martinsville Speedway. As the shadows get longer, and drivers may have to start looking into that sun a little bit more as they head down the front straightaway. On board to 67 as they work their way out of the corner. Big shot of the sun as they head out of turn 4 down the front straightaway. On board the gyro cam of the 67 into turns 1 and 2. Again, a good battle here developing through the front, the middle part of the top 5 is Lefano up to about, still holding about a 1 second lead as the caution is out. Looks like an incident for Alan Bledsoe. In this one, we'll take a look, see if we can find a replay of what happened to Allen. A big spin off the corner, so not exactly sure what caused it, but we'll take another look here, a better view of it. Replay. Just uses the back end on exit and then spins it to the inside wall and ends up in the middle of the racetrack. Unfortunately, everyone able to clear him, so no one else involved. He's able to pull it right into the pits to see what happens here. But yep, into the pits for Bledsoe after his on-track spin. Everyone else, though, on pit road also, as we are going to see the pit stops for everyone. Obviously, everyone is going to take some tires and fuel on this one. Looks like Lurfano will win that race off of pit road. Dave Lurfano, first car off of pit road. Purcell, Purcell, Pack, then Nelson, and then Ben Campbell will come out in 5th, it looks like. So caution out for, I believe, the 10th or 11th time this afternoon. Let's take a look. It shows us better on the other one. There it is. 13th, I lied. Made a liar of myself. 13th caution on the afternoon. As looks like the 54, a Sovereign, stayed out, did not come down pit road. Looks like he will maybe be taking a wave around. Didn't realize he was that. I didn't realize he was a lap down, but he shows a couple laps down, I think, at this point. Oh no, tail end of the lead lap. I apologize. So this will put him back on the lead lap. He was last on pit road. Only 11 laps ago, so it looked like he was coming. He was trying to short pit the field and get an advantage by coming to pit road first, and unfortunately didn't work out for him as the caution came out after he came down pit road. But now it's telling him to drop to the back, so he will be a lap down still. I don't know what's happening. Good thing I'm just the broadcaster. 13 laps, 13th caution in the afternoon, working lap 218, 83 to go at this point. Hopefully we get the one to go signal next time out of turn number 4. As again, Lurfano on the front row, leading this one over Kyle Purcell, Ken Peck, James Nelson, and Ben Campbell. Your top 5, Chad Snyder, Cam Harris, Dave Hill, Billy Hara. Your top 8, Rodriguez in 9th, Curtis Sovereign in 10th, and then a few more casualties of this round. Bledsoe and Mathia both have dropped out of the running in this one, and they will finish at the back in 11th and 12th respectively this afternoon. So the field gets doubled up, lights are off on the pace truck. We get set to go back racing. He's going his way. Turns 3 and 4, look for the restart line and the Geico restart zone down into the front straightaway. There's the green flag is back out. And we are back racing. If it works its way out of turn 2, Lurfano, like he has been in the last couple of restarts, able to clear the Purcell 01, but he is right there on the back bumper with Ken Peck in 3rd. Nelson and Campbell going at it for 4th and 5th. Give the advantage right now to Nelson. He is caught on the outside this time through 1 and 2 as Campbell will go to the inside, get a good run off the bottom. So he works his way down now through turns 3 and 4. Side behind them, Snyder looking for either one of them to make a mistake and slip on through back into the top 5 at this point, running in 6th. But still putting up that good fight on the outside is that Nelson 75. I don't know if he's overworking those tires here earlier in this run to finish up, but still holding strong up there. Gets a little bit high that time. That's definitely going to make things a little easier for Campbell on the exit of turn number 2. Able to almost clear him, but he's going to have a good spot down into 3 and 4. Should be able to easily clear him now off of turn 4. Move Campbell up to 4th. Has Nelson drop back into the 5th spot. Up front, though, Dave Lurfano continues to lead the way as he's starting to open up a bit of a gap over the Purcell machine. Up about 4/10, half a second roughly in front of that machine in the 01 as they work lap 225. So 224 complete, 76 to go that time at the line here for the field. All but one car on the lead lap. Looks like Purcell got really high that time through 3 and 4. That's going to open the door again for that, not able to capitalize. And then we got a car stopped on the straightaway. Looks like that's going to be Chad Snyder. So Chad Snyder brings out the caution here in this one. Looks like he might have got a little loose off of turn 4 and just slid that car down into the inside wall. Made some pretty good contact. able to pull away though here, as we see, as no mechanical issue black flag for Chad, so should be able to keep it going, maybe bring it down to the attention of his pit crew, possibly once pit road opens up, but for now we will continue under his own power. Join the tail end of the field here as they work their way through 3 and 4 up front. Dave Lurfano continues to lead the way. Thanks to the viewers tuning in online on the SimWorld Racing Network. So glad we could have you along tonight for this 9th race of the playoffs. Last race in the round of 8. 4 drivers will move on to battle for our championship. 2 weeks from tonight, that is. Easy for me to say. November 5th will be on the air for the final event of the 2024 season and crown our 2024 All-American Racing League Cup Series champion. At this point coming in tonight, Alan Bledsoe, the only driver qualified and locked into that round so far. A bunch of drivers were in a good spot coming into this one. The gap, the cut line gap was about 17 points coming into this one, so should see potentially the 4 drivers in yellow, or the 3 other drivers in yellow, qualify for that final round once we tally the points at the end of this one. But for now, it is going to be Alan Bledsoe locked in by himself so far. Then you have the 3 other cars that are on the yellow side of the cut line. Lurfano, Brendan Mathia, and Kyle Purcell. Mathia out of this one early this afternoon, and he will not complete the full distance, so some points will be gained on Mathia, but the other 2 drivers on the plus side of the cut line are first and second at this point here in the late stages of this one. We'll come around to complete lap number 230. Hopefully we get the 1 to go signal. That'll be given this time out of turn number 4. We'll keep an eye on the lights on the pace truck to see what the field will do as they head down to turn 1. So, as I say that, lights go out on the pace truck. Field begins to double up this time into turn 1 and 2 and down the back straightaway. As we work lap 230 this time. We'll take the green flag on with 231 complete, so 69 laps to go to the end of this one as the field works its way now down through turns 3 and 4 into the restart zone. Looks like the sun has dipped low enough behind the front grandstands to not be in the eyes of the driver off of the turn 4 now. But the field rolls into the Geico restart zone. Green flag is back in the air. We are racing here. 69 laps to go from Martinsville. Martinsville Mayhem, 300 presented by Gamer 2, the lead, and our friend Dave Hara. Hillbilly Hara, the driver of the number 15 Camaro in the field this afternoon. But right now, the man to watch is the 8 car. That's the Blues Race Designs Camaro out of the Assault Motorsports stable, driven by lead owner Dave Lurfano. Pretty good drive here in this afternoon. Pretty dominant first stage. Had a bit of trouble after coming out behind a few cars on the second stage. After coming off pit road behind a few cars, as Kyle Purcell gets way high that time through turn number 3 and 4. Here it's going to hurt Ken Pack the most. Looks like there's some damage though on the front of that Purcell machine. We'll take a better look here as he comes at us. Yeah, definitely some right fender issues on the front of that machine. Now Ben Campbell gets into the back of him. They're going to lock him up into turns 3 and 4. Now Nelson will get into the back of the 67, spin him around, and the 67 will take out a few other cars, and the caution will come out again, as there's a lot of cars facing the wrong way on this one. So that all started with the 67 getting into the back of the 01 going into turn number 3, and then that just led to the 75 getting into the 67, and it just escalated quickly from there. So Let's take a look at how that all went down. Again, keep an eye on the 67 as he goes into turn number 3. Bumps the 01 up the track. The 75 gets into him. They get spun out. That's going to block most of the racetrack. 26 into the wall, 16 into the wall, 16 into the 54, into the 15. The only person who didn't get any damage, I think, was the 27. So again, we'll take one more look at this replay here. Just nowhere to go for these guys as the 75 just kept pushing the 67, and then that closed all the gaps. And then I think Peck might have had some steering issues that forced him to go back across the racetrack. Able to drive away, but the wheels don't look like they're pointing the right way. You can see opposite directions for the front tires, so that's definitely what caused that issue. We'll take one more look at this one. I'll tell you, that started. That was an aggressive yellow flag. A lot to unpack from that, but the result is another yellow flag. The one thing that doesn't change is the leader. Dave Lorfano still up front, in control of this one, leading the way. Led 139 laps so far this afternoon. Kyle Purcell still holding on to second. Rodriguez now up to third. Snyder and up to fourth. That's Snyder, I apologize. Chad Snyder up to fourth. And then fifth right now, the 54, Curtis Sobran breaks his way into the top 5 after running a lap down earlier in this one, able to work his way back onto the lead lap with the Lucky Dog, now up into the top 5 here as we work our way to the end of this one. One to go signal given to the field that time at the start finish line. The field will double up as they head down to turns 1 and 2 and down the back straightaway. The sun rears out its ugly head one more time here, just as I talked about it going down. It makes a reappearance here in this one. Pace truck back down to pit road it goes. Lorfano, first one to get going here, gets a good start again, able to clear that 01 car of Purcell. Not by much this time, but now Purcell will drive it in deep on the top side. He's got company on the inside this time. It's the 79 of Rodriguez looking to the inside of 01 down into turns 3 and 4. They're getting pretty racy back there for second. Out of turn number 4 though, Purcell makes a move, clears the 79 and go back into the bottom. Try to reel in this 8 car who's continuing to lead here on lap 241. Kyle shoves the nose again through 3 and 4. That's going to let Travis close back up on the inside. 3, 1 and 2 this time. Now Juggles gets onto the brakes a little heavy, smokes the tires, but off of the exit. Purcell able to clear him again down into turn 1 and 2. Purcell gets squirrely. He's going to weave and move down the front straightaway. Juggles is going to easily be able to get by. Now Snyder, though, drives it in deep, not knowing where the 0-1 is going to be. He's going to lose a spot to Cam Harris, who's now up into 4th. He's back to 5th. So Harris, first time cracking into the top 5 this afternoon, up to 4th in that mobile 1 on the 27 second place car, though. That's Travis Rodriguez holding on to that second spot there. About a 0.8 of a second off the back bump of that number 8 machine, who's been pretty dominant here in this third stage as we get towards the 50 lap to go mark as we complete lap 245, so 55 to go that time at the line. Rodriguez locks it up again into 1 and 2. Not going to lose much ground though, but Snyder is going to have his hands full with Campbell there in that 67. They go down into turn 3, then looking to the inside of Snyder out of 4. Drag race down the front straightaway, back down into turn 1 and 2. Snyder's going to pinch him, hold him honest on the bottom, not quite touch him, but make sure he knows he's out there down the back straightaway, still in the same positions as they head back to turn 3. Snyder going to give him a little more room this time. Campbell's going to maybe float up a little. Almost touched the 26, definitely touched the wall. That's going to go back down to the inside of Snyder into 1 and 2. Campbell's going to drift high. That's going to cause the 26 to get out of it and make that pass a little easier for the 16, as both Campbell and Pack get by the Snyder 26 here on lap 248. Up front though, Dave Lafano continues to lead the way over Rodriguez and Purcell, who's under attack from Cam Harris now this time into turn 3 and 4. The battle for third place right here on track is heating up. Looks like Campbell might have got the ball a little bit there out of turn 2 in that one, as they work their way back down to the line. Complete 249, 51 laps to go, 50 to go next time the leader comes back out of turn number 4. Dave Lafano this time out of turn 4, 50 laps to go at the line as we get down to the nitty gritty of this one. Races its way into 2. Looks like we got a battle for 3rd and 4th as Harris moves to the inside of Purcell, now down the back straightaway, door to door into turn 3. Harris there right on the bottom on the exit of turn number 4. He's going to have the position at the line, but Purcell's not going away as he drives it in strong on the top side. Harris slides up the track a little, going to lose a little bit of ground there on the exit now as he's going to let Kyle go back down in front of him, I think. Not want to push the issue too soon as there's 57 laps to go in this one. Up front though, Lafano continues to lead the way here in that number 8 machine down into turn 3 and 4. Juggles in 2nd. Purcell in 3rd, Harris 4th, Campbell 5th, Pack 6th, Snyder 7th. Battle for 2nd developing now as Rodriguez has a car to his inside. Purcell drives it in deep on the bottom, that time into turn 1 as Rodriguez gets into the outside wall on the exit of 2. That's going to let Purcell make that pass easily and clean on the exit of 2. Now they do crisscross applesauce a little bit on the exit of 4. Harris though is going to have a run. He's going to have to get out of it now as Campbell will go around him up to 4th. Move the 79 to 3rd, Campbell to 4th, Harris back to 5th in the grass of Ken Peck 16. Continue to work here late in this one. Lap 257 is what we're working on. 256 in the books. As the sun comes back out over the field here as they work their way down the back straightaway. Juggles gets a little bit loose off the corner. Able to hold on to it and point in the right direction here late in this one. Purcell's got a little bit of work to do in front of him as the gap is 1.2 seconds to the back of the to the 8 car up there in first spot. See if he can reel him in here over the last 40 plus laps. Field's got itself pretty sorted out here. Single file most of the way, all the way around the speedway here. Again, Purcell misses the entry on turn number 1. Not in a position to lose any spots that time. It's just going to hurt him in distance up to the leader, as now that gap is up over 1.4 seconds between himself and Dave Lafano. Campbell now with the move on the inside of the 79, not able to stick it on the bottom that time, so he's going to have to drop back in line behind Rodriguez, but he knows how to get it done. He's done it before earlier in the race, passing a bunch of cars. See if he can do it here late in this one, this time off of turn 4. In a good spot, gets a good drive down to the inside. Rodriguez, is he going to leave him room? He does leave him room through the apex and on the exit. Side by side drag race down the back straightaway. Take the position of Ben Campbell on the entry of turn 3. Campbell up to 3rd. Rodriguez back to 4th. He's going to get a bumper from the 16 accidentally. That's going to cost both of them a couple spots, as Rodriguez will lose 2 spots. Ken Pack will also lose 2 spots. Move Harris back into 4th. Lafano, though, still up front, opening up that lead here in this one as he continues to drive away late in this race here. Under 40 laps to go. 2:62 in the books that time at the start-finish line. The gap is closing now under a second back to the Purcell machine, the 01 that time at the line. 3rd place is the man on a mission, though. Ben Campbell working his way back up to the front of this one after being involved in that incident a couple cautions ago with the 75 of Nelson. He is back up to 3rd spot. Harris 4th, Pack 5th. Nelson is currently running in 6th. Rodriguez, Snyder, Sovereign, Hera. The 10 cars on track at this point. Purcell flirting with that gap about 1 second, roughly, as it stays pretty whole all the way around this half-mile speedway. We are 36 laps to go this time. This field works down to turns 3 and 4. Lafano continues to lead the way. On board the auto serve roof cam, looking back off the top of the 8 car as Purcell drives it in really deep that time into 1 and 2. He's going to close in, but lose a little bit of ground on the exit. As Lafano just, I think, taking it easy here as the run develops. Definitely losing ground to that 01 car as he is reeling him in slowly every lap here, it looks like. Shot back to the rest of the field there. The top 5 at least on the screen every time on the straightaway, so everyone's still with a good shot at this. See how this plays out. 33 laps to go that time across the line. It'll be 32 when he gets back through turns 3 and 4, and Purcell's right there trying to make it work here out of turn 4. Flip views now. We'll jump to the QFRL roof cam on top, looking out the front of the 01 car down the back straightaway. Kyle continuing to gain a little bit each lap on Lafano. See if Lafano has anything left in the tank and in the tires to hold on to this one, as we are 30 laps to go in this Martinsville Mayhem 300 event that has for surely lived up to its name this evening on the Sim World Racing Network. My name is Nathan Christensen, voice of the All-American Racing League Cup Series. So glad you could join us here for race 35 of the 2024 season, as we get down to the penultimate finish here for this one, as we look towards race number 36, 2 weeks from tonight, the championship Tuesday event, on the air at about 8:15, 2 weeks from tonight. We'll see if we can grab a few pre-race interviews with some of the contenders going for a shot at the championship. Obviously, biggest race of the year for those 4 drivers. And as we work our way here to the end of this one, we'll know more once we get to the end of who is locked in. Obviously, Lafano and Purcell dominating the front half of the front 2 positions for most of this race, so they look to be locked in. I think the guys who are on the outside looking in, coming in, the gap was, closest driver at the cut line was about 17 points back, so it was almost, I'd say, a must-win situation for those guys on the outside looking in. None of them right now in a position to capitalize on a win and in situation. Is the top guy, James Nelson, in that 75. He runs in 6th. 7th is Rodriguez, 8th is Snyder. So all right there, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then the other driver, Kurzlek. Fortunately, mechanical issues took him out after only 106 laps in this one. So we're working our way to the end of this one. Under 25 laps to go, and the lap cars could become a factor here shortly. As you see, Sauber not far in front of the Lafano 8, and in front of him is Hillbilly Hera, the Gamer Team Elite, hanging with Hillbilly number 15. So they're going to play a factor into this one. The lead is down to about 0.4 of a second between Purcell and Lafano. Back down the back straightaway they go. We'll just keep on board this shot here to see how this plays out over the last 22 laps this time at the line, as we start to get closer and closer to those lap cars. See how that plays into the finish of this one. I'd like to think that both these drivers have enough respect for the two cars battling here for this win, that they will just lay over and let these two leaders race on by to the end of this one. But only time will tell here, as we are now 21 laps away from the finish. So you can hear Kyle on board shifting this machine as he heads into the corner, downshifts, and then on corner exit he is about a quarter of the way, 2/3 of the way down the straightaway, shifting back up a gear. Ooh, oh! That got a little dicey there as Sovereign just holding his line like he should. Lafano and Purcell both clear him down into turn number 1. Purcell almost drills the back of the 8 car, getting in there very late on the brakes. That's going to let Lafano drive away to about an 8-10 second lead. So that was a bit of a costly entry into turn number 1 for Purcell, costing a ton of track here, as now that car in the 8 in front of him gets smaller out the front window. Not what Purcell wanted to see, definitely what Lafano wanted to see out the mirror, is that 01 getting smaller. But as I say that, Kyle starts to reel him back in here over the last part of this one as we work back down into turn 1 and 2. Lafano still the control of this one. Kyle Purcell trying to close that gap again, get back up to the back bumper of that 8 car. Don't want to forget about Ben Campbell back there in 3rd spot, holding on to that position in front of Cam Harris and Ken Peck. You're rounding out your top 5 as we work down the back straightaway. 16 laps to go this time. He himself was only about 1.5 seconds off of the leader in this one, as Purcell's got that gap closed right back down to about 0.3 of a second here in the 8 car. 2, 3, and 4. Both the 2nd and 3rd place drivers are starting to close in on the 8 as we are down to 14 laps to go in this one. All about hitting your marks and bringing it home in one piece now for both Lafano and Purcell. This should be pretty much a lock to get them into the finals round of the playoffs. Chance at the championship on November 5th. Ben Campbell just out here looking for wins. Position where he might be able to capitalize here over the last 13 laps, see if he can get it done. So as you ride on board the 8 car on the exit of turn 4, you can hear that it doesn't sound like Dave is shifting like the 01 car was, so that may be the difference here of that extra drive. It looks like the drive into the corner is where Kyle's making up his ground and being able to hold it on exit, and Lurfano is pretty strong through center off, as the 01 has a bit of, it seems like it's a little slower on corner exit than Lurfano. But 10 laps to go that time at the line. This battle continues to develop late in this one. That is the gap from first to second here as they work down through turns 3 and 4. Will be 9 to go at the line. 0.6 of a second is the difference between the 8 and the 01. As they start to reel in the next back marker, that is Dave Hillbilly Hara there in the 15 in front of Lurfano, not far in front of Lurfano at this point. They're all in the same camera shot pretty much. The top 3 run nose to tail down the front straightaway. 8 to go that time. The gaps are under a second now from first to third as they continue to click laps off here late in this one. 300 laps the distance. We have completed 292 this time at the line. 7 laps to go. Purcell right there on the back bumper, getting closer and closer. Gains a bit, loses a bit, gains a bit, loses a bit. So it's just a bit of a cat and mouse game at this point. See if he's able to close right it up in on it, close enough to make some kind of move. And you can see that Kyle's able to drive the car in a lot deeper using that gear shifting technique style. But Lurfano gets a good run off of the corner this time. As now Purcell right there on the back bumper of the 8 as they work through turns 3 and 4. Sorry, that's 1 and 2, I apologize. Lurfano going a bit defensive now as the gap is down to 0.2 of a second. As the top 3 only separated by under half a second this time off of turn 4. Purcell gets into the outside wall. That's going to slow him down. That's going to let the 67 make a move to the inside. So side by side for second, this time out of turn number 2. Purcell on the outside, Campbell on the inside. They're going to battle it out here right down to the bitter end now as Campbell has got a good run on the inside. See if he's able to clear Purcell. No, Purcell drives it back around the outside. One thing for sure is Lurfano isn't opening up any gap to these guys, so they're all relatively staying the same speed. Now Purcell looks like he's going to clear the 67 down into turns 3 and 4. Purcell back to second. Campbell right on his back bumper, that time out of turn number 2. Down the front straightaway. 2 laps to go for Dave Lurfano in the number 8. Kyle Purcell in second. Ben Campbell in third, this time down the back straightaway. The gap again under half a second between the top 3 here at the end of this one. As Purcell drives it in deep again this time. Good run off for Lurfano. White flag in the air. Next flag will finish the race. Down into turn 1. Does Purcell have anything for Lurfano? Lurfano rotates it well through the center. Gets back into the gas on the exit. He's going to go defensive. Block that inside. Looks like the 67 is going to get into the 01. Now the 67 and Lurfano get together. And the 01 is going to capitalize on this one. Kyle Purcell is going to pick up the win after getting into Ben Campbell. Ben Campbell is going to cross the line in third. Cam Harris gets second. Ken Campbell third. Ken Pack will come home with a fourth. And James Nelson will finish in fifth tonight. So let's take a look here at that last lap. Obviously, a lot unfolded going down the back straightaway. Not what Dave Lurfano wanted, as the 67 and the 01 got into each other. And then Ben Campbell gets into the side of Dave Lurfano and ends Lurfano's night. So just a bad turn of events there for Lurfano, as the 67, just not even involved in the playoffs at all, ruins the night of the most dominant car in the field. And comes home, unfortunately, in third spot for him. So we'll take another look at that one again. Watch the incident between the 01 and the 67 down the back straightaway. And then again, the 67 and the 1 just get to, or the 8 gets together, opening the door wide open for Purcell, who can barely get it across the line because his front end is so out of whack. Well, let's see if we can get some interviews here with our top 3 drivers. Just give me 1 second while we dial up, see if we can dial up the 3rd place finisher, Ben Campbell. Hey Ben, it's Nathan up in the booth. You got a copy?
I do.
Coming home third tonight here at Martinsville. Obviously not the way you wanted to end it with a bit of an accident there on the last lap. Just hard racing. Coming to the end of this one.
Yeah, it sucks. I hate that I got into Lafano, but when I got smacked by Purcell coming off the wall, it shot me across the curb, and I had it locked up, and it still wouldn't slow down enough.
Well, top 3 here is still pretty good, and hopefully we can see you out for the championship race in a couple weeks.
Did I finish third? I thought I finished fourth.
It says 3rd.
Okay.
All right,
I had
thanks.
scored before, but I appreciate it.
Thanks, Ben. Okay, that was tonight's, what I have as 3rd place finisher, Ben Campbell. We'll see if we can now get a word with Cam Harris in 2nd. Just bear with me here while we see if we can get him dialed up. Hey Cam, it's Nathan up in the booth. You got a copy?
I got you.
Hey Cam, how has it been? 2nd place tonight on a crazy last lap. I guess right place, right time for that finish. Haven't been with us all year, but it's nice to have you in the field, and that's got to be a good finish for you at Martinsville.
Oh yeah, I was off today, so why not? I jumped in here and did. I was in the back the whole time. I don't know how I came back P2, but hey, I'll take it.
Well, it's good to have you in the field when you get the chance. Hopefully you can join us in a couple weeks from Phoenix. But thanks for coming out, and good luck if you make it at Phoenix.
For sure, for sure. Thank you. I'll try and make it if I can.
All right. That was runner-up tonight, Cam Harris, in the number 27, as you mentioned. Running close to the back for most of them, and just right place at the right time when it came down to it. Now we'll see if we can get a word with tonight's winner, Kyle Purcell. Hey Kyle, it's Nathan up in the booth. You got a copy?
I do.
Picked up the win tonight on what can only be described as a chaotic last lap here at Martinsville. Obviously locked yourself into the championship 4 in a couple weeks, so that's got to feel good and going for a championship here at the end of this long season.
Yeah, I mean, I was in a position where I just was happy to finish 2nd and just trying to make sure I didn't wreck Morfano because he obviously raced me clean and deserved it. But I tried to go out towards the wall out of 2, and it came out from under me and ping-ponged them all together. And yeah, it's the most embarrassing thing I've ever done in a car, real or virtual. And I've already said it in Discord, but I apologize 1,000,000% to both Ben knocking him off his podium and obviously Dave for taking a win away from him that he absolutely raced his way to and deserved 100%. So, obviously always good to get a win. It was good to lead, that whole 2nd stage run there, but I mean, going to the last lap, I'm like, well, unless he makes a horrible mistake, I'm just going to try to run the low line and come in right behind him. Don't let Ben pass me. But I made there's nothing really that I can say about it. It was just a horrible result to a really pointless mistake on my part, and it caught me off guard. Obviously, I caught everyone else off guard because there's not much they can do about it anyway. So, again, apologize to anyone that got involved, especially Dave and Ben, because they they deserve first and second or first and third at the very least, and I took that away from them and ended up winning as a result, which just again sucks. So obviously it's great for me, great for my season, but obviously I definitely owe Dave a couple now. So hopefully I can, not cause him any more trouble at least, but hopefully help him in some way. I don't know how, but I owe him for sure.
All right. Well, sometimes they're not pretty, and sometimes they just fall in your lap, and I think that's what happened tonight. But we'll talk to you in a couple weeks as you go for a championship against 3 other guys.
I appreciate it.
All right, that was tonight's winner, and this one, that was Kyle Purcell picking up his 4th win of the year for that 0-1 machine. So we'll quickly take a look here at the results of this one before we send you on your way. So Kyle Purcell coming home in first. Looks like I made a mistake, and it shows Ken Peck as the 3rd place runner. So we'll have to get a word with Ken maybe before the race next week. Sorry about that, missing out on that interview, Ken. We'll hit you up next week. Ben looks like he does come home in 4th. James Nelson holds on for 5th. Chad Snyder and Travis Rodriguez 6th and 7th. Dave Lurfano, his beautiful night, unfortunately finishes with an 8th place finish. Dave Hara and Curtis Sobrin round out the top 10. Bledsoe, Mathia, Kurgelek, and Johnny May unable to make the full distance here from Martinsville. But that'll put a wrap on race number 35 of the year. We all turn our attention now to the final race of the season coming up in 2 weeks from tonight, November 5th from Martinsville, as 4 drivers will go vying for the championship on Championship Tuesday. From Phoenix, it's going to be Alan Bledsoe and Kyle Purcell, both locked in with wins in the round of 8. And then, without doing any math, it looks like Lurfano and Mathia also will make it in. But we will shore those numbers up after the race tonight and post it on the Facebook group, so keep an eye there to find out who made it into the Final 4, but I'm pretty sure those 4 should have made it in based on the race here tonight. Thanks again for joining us on the SimWorld Racing Network. My name is Nathan Christensen. So glad to have you along for the Martinsville Mayhem 300, which couldn't have lived up to its name any more than it did tonight. Thanks to Hillbilly for sponsoring this one, and we will talk to you guys 2 weeks from tonight from Phoenix. And remember, 2 Sundays from now, November 3rd, join us on the SimWorld Racing Network for Championship Sunday as the final 4 truck drivers vie for their championship also. So a couple of championship events coming up in 2 weeks from now. But in the meantime, have a great rest of your night. Enjoy the week off next week. Have a great Halloween, everyone, and we'll talk to you on November 5th.